in me.
What's up guys? I just thought I'd put together a quick predictions video for this week's season finale. If it does end up being the very last episode of Hannibal, it's going to go out on one hell of a high. So following on from that brutal last episode with poor old Chilton once again becoming the scapegoat for pain and suffering, what is going to happen in the final episode of season 3? Honestly, anything could happen. So let's start with the dragon himself. I'm fairly certain, given how the Red Dragon story arc is set to come to an end with the finale, is that Francis Dolarhyde too will meet his end. Considering how the penultimate episode left things, I have a feeling the finale will start with a bang, and follow in similar footsteps to that of the Red Dragon movie. In the movie, Dolarhyde doesn't have it in him to kill Reba, even if the dragon wants her. He just couldn't bring himself to do it. So in the end, Dolarhyde ended up setting the house ablaze, faking his own death, and then going straight after Will. Now since Dolarhyde has already technically gone after Will's family and failed on the hunt for them, it begs the question if he will do it again. Whether or not he sets after Will, I'm confident either way that both of the characters will be crossing paths once again. No doubt Will will get harmed in some way, given if the past is anything to go by, and I also have the feeling that Brian will integrate some of the aspects from what happened in the books. And I won't try to spoil it too much, but all I'll say is that Dolarhyde left a mark on Will. In the end though, Will come out triumphant, but he won't be without some new battle scars. Now on to one of our other main characters, in Alana. We're still waiting on Hannibal to deliver his promise to her, and if he doesn't do it in the finale, he might not get another chance. Hannibal has always kept his promises, and the fact that Alana kept her promise to him in an attempt to take away his dignity leans even further to believe that Hannibal is going to even the score. We've already been made aware that Alana and Margot are still an item, and that both Margot and the Verger baby are still set to make an appearance. So where are we going to see them? My bet is at Alana's funeral. Yes, I believe that Hannibal will fulfill his promise, and that Alana's time is about to come to an end. What do you make of that? Now finally, onto one of the big talking points, and one of the main questions. Will Hannibal escape? And if he does, will it be via his own accord? I've already briefly covered in my review last week of a possible way that Hannibal could indeed escape. The book that Chilton threw into his cell will be stapled together, so you never know. Hannibal has accomplished plenty of feats during his incarceration, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that he could escape that way. And for those who've seen Silence of the Lambs, remember what Hannibal used to escape then. Another possible way he could escape is that someone could break him free. Even if it's less likely than the other possibilities, there's only going to be two people that would even dare attempt to break him out. Dolarhyde and Will. Dolarhyde, of course, has always admired Hannibal for who he is, and the fact that he is also a fellow serial killer, and having had both of the characters interact together vocally on the phone, where we saw both of them imagined in the same room together for the first time in the franchise's history, backs a theory that Dolarhyde could be the one to break him out. And the other, and for me the more likely of the two, is Will. Will and Hannibal's relationship has always been the centre, the core of the show, and with Brian Fuller already stating that if a season 4 were to ever happen, he will be delving deeper and into new territory for those two main characters. Of course, the fact that Will is now aware of the possible feelings that Hannibal may have towards him, and the fact that Will himself doesn't even know if he reciprocates them, adds to the possibility that Will's empathy and Hannibal's influence over him could lead Will to turn to the dark side. Now in truth, Hannibal escaping is something that I'm a little torn on. I sort of want it to happen, but honestly, if I knew for 100% certainty that we were getting more seasons, I would prefer Hannibal's escape to be saved. We know Hannibal is behind bars for the Silence of the Lambs story, and for when he meets Clarice, and thus far he's only been behind bars for 5 episodes. Yes, there's 3 years of storytelling in that where he's been caught, but for me the ideal situation is to have Hannibal behind bars for the remainder of this season, and until the Silence of the Lambs story, if we ever get it, is about to come to its end. Basically, what I want, and what I'm sure all of you want as well, is more seasons of Brian Fuller's masterpiece. I pray still that we will get them. That just about wraps up the video for some of my main theories about this week's finale. Again, all theories and speculation. None of them may come to pass. But one thing I think we all know for certain is that Bryan Fuller, the cast, and all of the Hannibal team are going to deliver and give us one hell of a season finale. What do you think is going to happen in this week's finale, and what do you make of some of my theories? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the review. Continue your support for Hannibal in any way you can, and I'll see you later in the week for the season finale.
Fate has a habit of not letting us choose our own endings, Frederick.